In the Kamyaka forest, now that Arjuna is back, all the five Pandava brothers are out on a hunt for deer. Draupadi is all alone, and a retinue of kings passes. It is headed by the king of Sindhu region, Jayadratha. This Jayadratha is the son in law of Dhritarashtra, having married the only daughter Dushala. So, in a way, he is a cousin in law, so to speak, of Pandavas. His eyes fall upon Draupadi and he is enchanted by her beauty. He sends Kotikashya, a member of the retinue, to go and check who this beautiful maiden is and asks him to proposition to Draupadi from his side. Draupadi says, "You should not talk to me like that, but since all you kings are here with your small army, I welcome you to my humble abode, where you'll be the revered guests of Dharmaraja, and it is my duty to take care of you." So when all the kings come, once again, Jayadratha is taken in, and she says, "Why are you living with these beggars? They have no kingdom of their own, and they're making you live in this dangerous jungle amid a lot of suffering." Draupadi loses her cool and censures Jayadratha, and he says, "This is such disrespectful behavior. I have invited you to my house as a guest. You are misbehaving with me? If my husbands find out about this, you will be a dead man. Leave before I call them and they get a hold of you." Jayadratha is fully taken in, and he does something inexcusable. He drags Draupadi by her hair, picks her up, puts her into the chariot, and races towards the Sindhu kingdom. All the while, Draupadi is crying and warning Jayadratha to not do this. In the hunt, Yudhishthira senses a weird sounding bird which is a symbol of bad omens and realizes something wrong is happening. He asks all his brothers to rush towards the hut where Draupadi would be living. And his worst fear come true. They realize Draupadi has been kidnapped. They chase after the trail and in time are able to catch hold and defeat all the people who have been helping Jayadratha. Hundreds and thousands of kings and soldiers are killed. And before you know it, Jayadratha is at the mercy of Bhima. Bhima says, "This is the time to kill him." Draupadi says, "I have yet again been insulted when five of my husbands should have been protecting me. This man deserves to die." Arjuna says, "I have all the weapons and I can kill him." Even Nakula and Sahadeva chip in to kill Jayadratha. But Yudhishthira once again suggests them the path of peace. He says, "Remember Dushala, she's our sister. Remember Gandhari, she's our mother. Remember Dhritarashtra, he is our father. This man is the husband of Dushala, and he is like a brother to us also. We should not kill him, we should let him go." The other brothers and wife look at Yudhishthira, speechless. "You're going to forgive this?" they ask. But Yudhishthira will not have any of it. Yudhishthira tells them, "Let him go, don't kill him, but insult him so that he learns his lesson." So they shave his head off and leave 5 tufts of hair on his head. This was considered a mark of great insult. He is then paraded around on a donkey and warned never to get into enmity with the Pandavas. Yudhishthira says, "Go in peace, brother. Any anger we had on you is now fulfilled." But Jayadratha, he is not pleased, not one bit. While his life is spared, the insult that he suffered in front of his people will not let him forgive them. He performs a difficult penance and makes Lord Shiva happy. And when Shiva asks, "What boon do you want?" Jayadratha says, "I want the strength to be able to kill all the Pandavas." Shiva says, "That is not possible, but I'll give you a boon that you will be able to stop the Pandavas from advancement once when you desire." A bit of a negotiation down. A further caveat is added that this applies only to the other four Pandavas and does not apply to Arjuna, who, with Krishna's support, is almost invincible and unfightable even for the gods themselves. Taking this compromise of a boon, Jayadratha progresses. But this is an important boon because it will come into play during the war. Jayadratha is able to do something that nobody else from the Kauravas can. He is able to stop the Pandavas. Now, all you have to do is distract Arjuna and Krishna somewhere, stop all the Pandavas, and maybe that's a story for another day. While all this is happening, sage Markandeya is also in the forest. Yudhishthira laments to him. He says, "My kingdom was taken away, my brothers are suffering in the forest, and my wife, she has been abducted. Is there anyone else who has suffered a worse plight than me? It looks like I am the most unfortunate king in the world." Markandeya smiles and says, "There once was a king who was much more virtuous than you. His kingdom was also taken away by deceit. His brother suffered a much worse plight in the forest, and his wife was kidnapped by more powerful king of that time. He had far fewer allies, and yet he turned out to be the ideal king who showed both patience and strength, and in time was able to bring back his wife from the clutches of the demon. I talk about the grandson of Aja, the son of Dashratha, the king Rama himself, the Raghuvanshi, Suryavanshi Rama. And in the Mahabharata, Markandeya now recites the entire story of Ramayana. It's in detail and goes into a lot of intricacies, starting from how Dasharatha and his queens were unhappy about not having children, to the performance of the yagna and getting four children. The descriptions of the childhood of Rama are there also, and so is the description of his marriage. There's also the story of his banishment and in exile, the killing of all the demons, then the abduction of Sita, and finally, him meeting Hanuman himself, and then to Sugriva. The killing of Vali is there in it. And in it is also the message that Rama sends to Ravana through Hanuman. The burning of Lanka is in it, the construction of bridge is in it, and the big fight also. And finally, handing over of Lanka to Vibhishana and coming back to Ayodhya in the Pushpaka Viman. The entire story of Uttarakanda is also in it, which includes the banishment of Sita, the birth of Lava and Kusha, and them coming back and singing the entire Ramayana in front of Rama, bringing the story full circle.